Tough TV is the first digital broadcast network to offer first-run original programming targeted at men. Tough TV features content that men are passionate about. Sports.
No matter what happens in the fight, oh, good right, left. He's coming on strong.
Lifestyle.
What we've done is we've created a technology that allows us to run video games in extremely powerful servers in server centers.
Drama.
Did you cause this?
Reality.
Welcome to this edition of Eye for an Eye. Now, today in court, we have the case of the reckless brother who tried to unravel his own family ties.
Talk.
Bam, we have a winner!
Specials.
I'm Dick Butkus. Welcome to the Butkus Awards TV special.
And movies.
Everybody on your knees, put your hands on the table.
Sports, lifestyle, drama, reality, talk, specials, and movies. Are you tough enough?
Hi, I'm John Mallos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this day. Today we're going to have a lot of fun on the program because it's the playground of the entire world. It's sports, the world of sports. We'll have two guests in the house. We're talking about a minor league basketball team right here in the city of Fresno. 436-ME-TV, option 11. Call in. We'll have some fun today. Welcome back to the program on this Wednesday morning. We're talking the world of sports today, and of course you're watching us as usual live on Comcast channel 187 and 43.6, and now, my friends, you are watching us live on 13.1, and you know, on occasion you can watch the replay at 2 o'clock today, 13.6, that's YouTube, and then 8 o'clock tonight between 8 and 9 at 13.5, that is Biz TV. Hey, in case you missed it, before we start, I got to talk about a couple of things before we get into the main topic of today's program, and that is, I don't know if you saw the Fresno Bee this morning or checked it out online, but here's the story right here. I have it at my hot little hands, hot off the presses, and the Bee is reporting that Chick-Chancey Resort and Casino facing foreclosure. Government's going to come in and shut this place down because they owe about $16 million to the U.S. government. So if that happens, what will happen to Chick-Chancey Park? They won't have the money to pay them for the naming rights. So what's going to happen there with the city of Fresno dealing, of course, with all the debt issues revolving around the Grizzlies and the stadium? Of course, the Grizzlies owe about $750,000 a year to the city of Fresno. They're having a difficult time paying that. If Chick-Chancey closes down, the resort and casino, there goes the $1 million naming rights out the window per year. So what's going to happen there? I don't know. It's an ongoing story that we have to keep our eye on. All right, now let's talk about some baseball. And last night, very exciting night in Northern California, specifically the San Francisco Bay Area, as the Giants go to the National League Championship Series for the third time in the last 5 years. Here it is right here, the sixth inning, 2-1 San Francisco. Jason Worth to Hunter Pence against the wall, slams his body against the wall. One of the great Air Jordan type catches I've seen ever at AT&T Park. It was amazing. Pence saving at least a triple by Worth. Then we move on to the seventh, though. Boy, the Washington Nationals not giving up as we see the replay. Pence going up. Look at the fans looking through the screen in stunned disbelief at how he just leaped up and made the catch. One of the all-time greats, as I said. He did the Air Jordan act at AT&T Park. And so I think we're going to see the Bryce home run here in the seventh inning. Bryce Harper, are we going to see it? That's it? That's all we got? Oh, okay. All right, here it is. Bryce Harper in the seventh inning tied it at 2 with a monster shot into McCovey Cove off of Strickland, the reliever. And of course, Strickland throws that fastball 100 miles an hour, but boy, Bryce got all of that one. Harper's third postseason homer. He is only 21 years old. Here we see the replay, of course. Harper going very deep and into McCovey Cove. We see the replay here. Then we move on to the ninth inning as the Nats celebrate in the dugout, but all for naught because Santiago Casilla came in to get Wilson Ramos to ground out to panic at second as the Nationals look on. Casilla sweating it out and making everybody in the stands, well, sit on the edge of their seats or stand because it was tension throughout the ninth inning. And that was it. The Giants going back to the NLCS, third time in 5 years. They win it by a final of 3-2. Now let's go to the other game that ended last night about 5 o'clock our time. This one at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Clayton Kershaw cruising in the seventh with a 2-0 lead until Matt Adams crushed a 3-run homer to right center beyond the reach of Matt Kemp. The Cards take it 3-2 over the Dodgers. You know, that's the second game in a row that the Cardinals beat up on Kershaw. They were behind in game one. They were behind last night. They came back to just really get to Kershaw and the Dodgers, and Kershaw untouchable during the regular season, but not in the postseason because he is, I think Kershaw is like 4-10 in postseason play with an ERA of 5.43. So in the last 4 years, the Giants, the Cardinals, then the Giants, and then the Cardinals again going to the World Series. We'll see who gets to the World Series this year in 2014. Some exciting baseball taking place yesterday. Just wanted to show those highlights just in case you missed them. Now to our main topic of the day here. And did you know that Fresno, the city of Fresno, has a minor league basketball team? Did you know that? They're part of the American Basketball Association. Let's roll the videotape and I'll show you exactly where they practice, my friends. The Griffins, the Fresno Griffins of the ABA, work out anywhere from 3 to 4 times a week at Centerpoint Athletic Club, which just happens to be a college-size basketball court, but that's where they work out. They play their games at Fresno City College, and as mentioned, their season began earlier this year on September the 11th. The team is made up of a collection of players that you probably never heard of, though, although, you know, one of them actually had a pretty good stint in the NBA. He played with Seattle. He played with Golden State. The rest, a collection of college and maybe some junior college players. Here they are in practice last week. The question is, who owns the team and how did all this come about? That's why they're here today. Well, the current owner is Julie Fulcher. She bought the Griffins about 1.5 years ago after getting a little chummy with some of the players and the team management while they were playing at a different location. But where did she get the cash? And do the players get paid? One thing for sure, both the owner and the players are anxious to get the word out in the entire community about their team so you can go out and watch them play at Fresno City College. Live in our studio right now is Julie Fulcher. She is the owner of the Fresno Griffins and one of her star players, Rashawn Smith, who just happens to be the center for the team. And my friends, he is also the general manager of the team. He's the one who had the stint in the NBA with Seattle and Golden State. So the focus of our program today is sports. 436-ME-TV, option 11. Do call in. Do ask your questions. We've got the owner and the GM in the building today. Back in just a moment.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Must-watch news channel in Europe.
I'm confused. No, I'm not. We're back here on the show. We're talking sports today. We're having a lot of fun on the program. Connect with me on Me TV Fresno. And so Julie Fulcher is here and Rashawn Smith is here. How are you?
Fine. Great, John.
Good.
How are you?
Good. What'd you think of those baseball games yesterday? Not too bad, huh, Rashawn?
Yeah, I watched the Giants game. I'm an A's fan, but I watched the Giants game.
You watched the Giants game. That's good. All right. Well, at least the Bay Area team won.
Yeah.
Anyway, how about it, Julie? Good baseball yesterday.
I hear it was good baseball yesterday. I didn't get done working till about 9 o'clock, so
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you for the highlights.
Oh, hey, no problem. So, so this basketball team, the Fresno Griffins, I want to take a look at you guys working out again. Of course, we got some video from last week of the team working out. Let's take Rashawn Smith, for example. He's here in the studio. I want to see you working out. We have an isolated, some isolated video of you. Where are you? Are you in the back there toward the? Okay. All right. You got the ball in the back there. So. You played. Give me some history about yourself. You played with Seattle. You played with Golden State. So now you're playing with this team.
Yeah, well,
what's going on?
I actually played at Fresno State when Tarkanian was coaching.
Yeah.
And then I left at Fresno, and then I went to the Warriors. Then I went to Seattle. Did a little bit in Utah. Then I just traveled all over the world just playing basketball. And
you're not done yet.
No, I'm trying to drag it out as long as I can.
All right. Got a call coming in here. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, John. This is Rick Costilla. I worked for Gary Coca-Cola before. How are you?
Hey, what's going on? How are you, sir?
Oh, not much, buddy. The reason I'm calling is if you guys are wanting to really kind of promote this basketball team, there's a young gentleman here in Fresno, and I'm not sure if you guys have heard of him, but his name is Jervis Cole. And he actually is an ex-basketball star, and he actually has put on a couple of different charity basketball events there at Fresno City. So if anybody knows how to promote anything, and I hear that's what he's doing now with a young man by the name of Zinkin, and they're doing promotions and different fight promotions, different stuff like that. So he would be the one to kind of hook up with would be Jervis Cole, and I'm sure he'd be able to help you guys get this thing going.
Wow. Okay, that's good That's great information on this Wednesday morning. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. All right. So you heard of this guy, Jervis Cole?
We actually do know Jervis Cole, and we're going to be partnering with him on an event November 15th.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So he's going to help promote the Griffins.
He actually has a celebrity game coming up, and we're going to have a doubleheader. So after the celebrity game, there will be a Fresno Griffins game on November 15th.
All right. I'll get to your team in just a second, but I want to ask Rashawn, okay, you played in the big time. Okay, you played in the NBA, you played all over the world. In terms of the brand of basketball that we're going to see, how would you describe it? What would you tell the fans as to what they'll see when they come out to Fresno City?
It's very exciting. I mean, it's more personal with the players because you're not like when you go to the NBA, you see the players, but you can't really talk to them or really get close to them because it's just not allowed to do that. Whereas in the ABA, it's more close, it's more personal, and then after the game, we're going to have some post-game interviews and some things where you can come and see the players and the families can come and talk to the players and be more involved with them as opposed to just watching.
Give me an idea of some of the players that you played with in the NBA, with Seattle and Golden State.
Spreewell, Gary Payton, Vin Baker, a lot of different players, just because it's basketball is a small community, so when you play for a team, you see everybody, so I didn't play with just about everybody.
But the brand of basketball, Julie, that they're going to see, when the fans go out there, they can't expect it to be at the level of an NBA team or an NBA franchise. So is it more like watching Fresno State play? Is it above that level? Is it someplace in the middle? Where is it?
It's a combination. It is in the middle. There are some rules in the ABA that make it a more exciting game. So we have
more offense.
More
scoring.
Well, it's kind of both. We have this what we call a 3D, and if the defense steals the ball in the backcourt and then comes back and scores, there's extra points for that. So there's a 3-point and a 4-point option. Even if we shoot if somebody makes a shot from half court, then that's also 4 points. So it's a much higher scoring game, which the audience loves, and they can get really into it. It encourages guys to score. It encourages a fast-paced game. So it's pretty exciting for the fans.
Yeah. So I mentioned in the monologue briefly, and I didn't get into too many details, I just kind of skimmed over it, as to how you purchased the team.
Yeah.
All right, you went to a game or a scrimmage or something a year and a half ago, and I said in there, I said you got a little chummy with the players, and you know what I meant.
You might want to be careful how you say that. You know, I get accused of a lot of things.
No. That was the furthest thing from my mind, but that was just a play on words. So you got friendly with some of the players and the team management.
Right.
And so that's how that happened, but exactly, give me the details as to what went down.
Well, you know, we can really kind of thank Oliver Baines a little bit. I was working on opening the new community center in West Fresno. Beautiful new facility they have, if anybody doesn't know that. Beautiful brand new gym, NBA-sized basketball court out in West Fresno at California and Elm. I was working with an agency to open that, so he put me in contact with anybody who wanted to have an affiliation with the gym.
Let's pick up on that right after the call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Question to Julie. How do the players react to female owner? There aren't too many female owners, and because most of them are usually male, do you get a good rapport with the players on the team and the coaches, the GMs? Because myself, you know, I don't see a female often, you know, but not to take anything away, you're a good-looking female for an owner, you know, and but besides that, you know, how they, and you know, I didn't want to say that, but the thing is that the rapport between the owner and the players, I like to know what if you get a good rapport with the players, you know, and by looking at the players on the video, they look pretty darn good, you know. I assume I don't know where they go from the ABA or what, you know, what teams they can go. And another thing too, are they have a base salary like cheerleaders, or you know, it's not downgrade or anybody, but I mean, they don't do that just for the fun of it anyway.
Thank you. So first question is, how do the players react to a female owner?
Well, and as part of the ownership story goes, it's actually when the team was together at that point that I contacted them about playing in that gym.
This was January of 2013.
Right.
Okay.
I got to know them pretty well and was helping them put some things together because, of course, all of their dreams are to move on, and many of them at their age would probably be moving on to play overseas. So we're trying to put some things together for them. I got to know them, had great respect for what they're trying to do, and they were very respectful of me. When the management of the previous team started to fail, the team actually came to me and asked me to step in and see if I could save their season. So that's when I purchased the team.
So where'd you come up with the money?
I was very, very fortunate. You know, when you're halfway through the season, it's hard to find sponsors. So I was very fortunate to find an investor that was willing to support the remainder of that season.
For how much?
Well, it was quite a bit of money.
A couple $100,000?
No, fortunately the ABA is not like the NBA as far as cost. So we were able to get the remainder of that season done for about $10,000.
About 10 grand.
Right.
So you purchased the team for 10 grand?
Well, and that's in addition to the investment money. I did
so
purchase.
So a total of how much?
I purchased the rights to the Fresno market for $10,000. Plus, it cost about $10,000 to finish that season.
So about 20 grand to pick up. So this was January 2013. So the owners were willing to sell.
Yes.
Because
they just couldn't manage the season. They hadn't prepared enough financially for it, which is unfortunately common in the ABA. People come into it not fully prepared for what the costs truly are. Because we do pay players, we do pay GMs, we do pay coaches.
Yeah, I'm going to get into that, and we have a whole 40 minutes left in the program.
Okay.
So, but I want to get back to the caller's question. How do the players react to a female owner, in your opinion? Well,
and that's why I said all of that, because I think they do have a great respect for me. And I hope that that's representative of all the female owners in the ABA.
You hope they're not talking behind your back.
Well, I'm sure they say things about my. I'm sure they do, just like they would anybody else, though.
You like that?
I think one of the reasons, though, that I had to bring in a strong GM, though, is because I've become kind of a mother figure to them.
Yeah.
So I need to have that separation where they don't come to me every time.
Are you that much older than them? I don't think so.
I am.
You are?
I am.
You don't look like it.
Well, thank you.
Anyway, so you have the respect of the players.
Yes.
Are you sure? Pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah.
What do you say about that, Rashawn?
Well, her passion for basketball, her passion for Fresno and the community is just is it's the same passion that we have as basketball players. Like if she could play, she probably would play. You know,
I would.
When I first met her, that's what I heard. Like she's very passionate, she's very strong-minded to make things happen. And so you know, when you're a basketball player, you like that too. So you can see that in somebody else. And it's like throwing an alley-oop. You don't have to say anything. You just know he's going to be right there. And so it's like she's part of the team. It's like we're like a family. It's not really a team.
Yeah.
Like we stress that.
So do you think the other players respect her? I know you're the GM. You're probably a little closer to her than some of the other players. But what are the players on the court? What are they thinking?
Well, actually, some of the players known her longer than me.
Okay.
So, like, you know, like I heard great things when I first came, and they've been knowing her longer than me. And the first thing I seen was what they already seen. So for me, it was like, oh, okay, this is cool. This is not like a job or a team, or it's more like a family, and you're going out with your brothers and sisters and hanging out.
Right. All right, we are with Julie Fulcher. She is the owner of the Fresno Griffins, and with the GM, Rashawn Smith. You can call in. It's a minor league basketball team. It's part of the American Basketball Association. No, not that old ABA, where Dr. J played in many, many years ago, probably, well, before you were born and before you were born. Anyway, we're back with our program 436 MeTV Option 11. Back in a moment.
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
Talking sports here on a Wednesday morning on Connect With Me, 436 MeTV Option 11. And I want to roll another piece of videotape, and we can take any one of these. Maybe Maurice Williams. I mean, who's Maurice Williams?
He is our new point guard this year.
Oh, he is. And where's he from?
Him. Well, he came to us from Sacramento. He just actually returned from playing in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. So he played in Sacramento where? With the Kings?
No.
Okay.
That's just where he lives.
Oh, that's where he lives.
Right. He was playing in Australia.
He was playing on Australia. So is my assessment correct? This is kind of a, with the exception of Rashawn, who's got the big time experience, is this kind of a collection of junior college players, and also players that maybe played in other leagues around the world?
Yes, that's the perfect assumption. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
All right. Now the big question is, okay, you play at Fresno City. I know it costs probably a little bit of money to rent the facility there to play. What are you able to afford to pay these players? Like, is it per game? Is it per week? What is it?
Yes, the players are paid per game, so they do have to actually play to get paid.
Okay.
It ranges from $50 a game to $100 a game.
All right.
And with a bonus. There's if they perform, more than 30 points or more than 10 rebounds or more than, so there are incentives for them.
You're talking about a guy that made thousands. Hundreds of thousands playing in the NBA.
Right.
You're paying this guy $100 a game.
Right. Well, he gets GM pay too. It's a little bonus, but not much.
Wow. Okay. Well, okay. I hope you invested well, Sean. Good morning. You're on Connect With Me. Your question, please.
Yes, I wonder if they're going to make if they want to make the Griffins into a NBA D-League team in the future.
It would be a great option, and I hear that there are a couple of those opportunities available. So we're going to have to work real hard this season and make sure that we put on a good show and produce some good players and hopefully get a look from the NBA. Sure.
Okay, and so what would that do for your team? What would that be? What kind of an addition would that be?
Well, that would be pretty huge, not only for this team, but for Fresno.
In
because
what way?
we would be affiliated with a major league team, one of the NBA teams.
It would be similar to the Grizzlies being affiliated with the Giants.
Correct.
Or now the Houston Astros.
Right, right.
So would it be like a feeder program into
Yes.
the NBA?
That's what the D-League is, yes. And so those players then are actually paid by the NBA team that we would be partnered with.
So it'd be like a minimum wage type, not minimum wage, but a minimum type salary.
Correct.
That the NBA would pay, kind of like what they pay the Grizzlies.
Correct.
For the most part. They
That's
play like
correct.
pay them a minor league contract, they'd pay you a minor league contract.
Right.
What are the chances of that happening at this point?
I couldn't say. I don't know. I haven't reached out to any of them just because I don't think we're prepared at this point to make that presentation to them. But I do believe that after this season, we'll probably be getting a lot of those kind of phone calls.
What about in terms of a schedule? How many games do you play a week, a month? Do you play any away games? We don't care about the away games because we can't go to them. But how many games here in Fresno? Well, we do care about the away games, but you know what I'm saying. We can't. It's hard to. And where do you travel if you do?
Right. We have 16 home games scheduled to play at City College.
You started when, 9/11?
Well, that's when our first tryout started. Our season officially starts November 1st.
Okay.
And
great.
we're starting actually with just a little 4-team tournament. We'll have here with us Central Valley Titans, the Bay Area Matrix, and the Inland Empire Invaders.
Okay, so
We'll
that
all
would be
in
November 1.
Fresno, November 1st and 2nd.
At Fresno City?
At City College.
That's
Right,
great.
Right, yeah. So that's pretty exciting way to start the season. And then we play generally on Saturdays and Sundays throughout the season, all the way through about mid-March. The season mirrors very much the college season. And then we do travel. In our division, there's a team in Exeter, Madera, 2 in the Bay Area.
Okay.
But then we also play the Southern California division quite a bit, and there's teams in LA, Orange County, San Diego, Riverside, 2 in Vegas, 2 in Arizona. So we'll travel to all of those locations to play as well.
Yeah. What do tickets cost if somebody wants to go to a game?
You know, it's a very affordable night of entertainment for a family. The adult tickets are $10 and children's tickets are $5.
Oh, okay. That's great. And so who's the coach? Who's the coach of the team?
His name is Aaron Cropper.
He's the head coach.
He's head coach. He was with us last season as well.
Okay. And his experience is what?
Well, his experience is really kind of local. He played at Reedley Junior College, and that was the extent of his experience. But he is just really passionate about the game. He's passionate about the players and what we can develop. And he's put together a pretty good training staff. Yeah. We work pretty closely with the people at Center Point Athletic Club.
Here's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm looking at Rashawn here, and I'm thinking to myself, here's a guy that, and you correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But this is my assessment. Here's a guy that played in the NBA. He made hundreds of thousands of dollars for years, okay? You may be set for life. You don't have to be doing this. So that tells me you really have a love for the game of basketball. It's not all about money. It's about what's inside your heart. And you love the game, don't you?
Yeah, I've been playing basketball since I've been in the 3rd grade. Like,
yeah,
I love basketball. But I actually I have a championship in the ABA and the CBA. Because before I got to the NBA, I had to go. I didn't get drafted or anything like that. I had to work blue collar all the way through. So I went to the CBA first, and I went to the ABA, and then I went overseas. So I like,
difficult path.
Yeah, it was a difficult path, but it was a rewarding one at the end, because at the end of the day, it's not, like you said, it's not about the money. It's not about anything like that. It's just about being together with your brothers on the team, focusing on one dream. Everybody's on the same page, and then we win at the end of the day.
But you have to have a love for the game. You have to have a love for and the passion to go out on the court, lace it up every single day, and go out there and shoot.
Yeah, if you don't have any passion or love for anything, you're not going to be able to do it. And one of the things when I came down, it was just a reminder that I love this game. Like, the workouts, coming home sore and being like, oh man, that was a hard workout. But then you feel good because not everybody can do it. So,
Yeah, it's a thing. You know, I mean, this is kind of unrelated, but I was watching the Giants and Washington Nationals the other night. What was it, over the weekend, Saturday? That 18-inning game, and I was thinking about Buster Posey behind the plate playing catcher for 18 innings.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
It's like you guys playing a triple overtime game.
Yeah.
And now you got to go into the trainer's room, probably iced down for 2 hours.
Yes.
But I mean, it's the sacrifice that you have to pay if you love the game, whether it's baseball, basketball, or football, right?
Well, yeah, because like my friends joke for me, they asked me to be a coach, and could you coach? And I'm like, I can't coach, but I still play. So some of my older friends is like, when you're not able to play, you're gonna have to get your fix some other kind of way. So you're gonna have to find another way to get.
So this is your fix.
Yes, this is my this is
since you can't really play anymore in the NBA, this is kind of your fix,
well,
and
yeah.
you're gonna stick with it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play until she says I can't play anymore,
or until you just can't.
Right. As long as I can beat my son, I'm okay.
Okay. You got a son?
Yeah.
He beat you?
No, never.
Well, how old is he?
He's 18 now.
Oh, he should be able to take you.
No.
Come on. Come on,
I didn't teach him everything.
Yeah. All right, Rashawn Smith is here. He's the GM and a player for the Fresno Griffins. Julie Fulcher is here. She is the owner. 436-MeTV option 11. Yep, we got female owner, male GM. Back with your phone calls in a moment.
Tune in to Heartland for the best in true country music. Relive vintage specials, one-of-a-kind concerts, and country music's earliest videos. Heartland is the heart of country, the only place where you can find country music, country stars, and country lifestyles 24/7. Heartland, the heart of country.
Now on channel 13.2.
Back here on the program talking about the Fresno Griffins, a minor league basketball team, the part of the American Basketball Association. They start their season on November the 1st at Fresno City College. Rashawn Smith is here. GM and Julie Fulcher is here. Hey, and we've got a phone call. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me, your caller. What's your question?
Yeah, another question to direct to Julie. What do you expect to break even for the year in the gym? Because I know you have costs, as far as referees and gymnasium and whatnot. But to break even, and I don't know what the capacity is in the gym, would be that for the travel. Well, for the gym. Okay, let's say you have 16 games. For you to break even for the year, what do you expect? And then another question is, do most of your players live in the Central Valley or around the city? I didn't even heard about the team until it connected with me. So
See?
You need to get the PR out there because a lot of us do enjoy it. So
yeah,
that's the only questions I'd like to ask.
Okay. Well, thank you, John, for getting us on the show then, so many more people now know about us. And that is part of the struggle because we are pretty much a grassroots effort. We're not out
You're pretty much
spending
unknown
hundreds
at this
of thousands of dollars. Right.
Wouldn't you say, Rashawn? I mean, the team is pretty unknown in the city of Fresno. And besides this show, which you're going to be on for an hour, but how do you get the word out?
Yeah. Well, what we've been doing is visiting a lot of schools. We go to schools and we have the guys interact with the kids there. We give away tickets to the games. Yep. We give away a family 6-pack of tickets, so a young child can give it to their parents and the whole family can come to the game, and hopefully they would enjoy the game enough to come back and pay for it the next time. The capacity of the gym is such that we could have about 1,300 people at a game.
You going to break even?
If we can fill the gym, we sure would. Yeah. And that's important to us, is not only financially, but it's hard to play and be excited to play in a place that's empty. So we want to fill the gym. We want the guys to be excited to play.
Yeah. Have you tried the Fresno Bee? Maybe they can give you some pub out of this.
The Fresno Bee has been very helpful as far as publishing all our press releases. They've covered a couple games. We did some stuff with Quincy Pondexter last year. They came out and covered that.
Good.
So yeah, they've been helpful.
That's good. So let me ask you, Rashawn, about a little bit about getting off topic here a little bit. But you know, I was a big Tarkanian fan. You know, I first came to Fresno and Tark ruled here. He filled Selland Arena. Almost every game was like just filled to the rafters, it seemed like. A lot of controversy, too, surrounding him all those years that he was here. But I miss those days. And without getting into the gritty details about all the stuff that surrounded Tarkanian, what do you think about what's going on now? I mean, you go to the Save Mart Center, it's kind of sad to see all the empty seats compared to when Tark was coaching.
Well, we built the Save Mart Center. I never played in it because we were actually building up the hype. When I graduated, that's when they came back and built it.
What you're saying is if it hadn't been for Tarkanian and his group, that place wouldn't be out there now.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. But I played in it for the first time a couple of months ago. It was a celebrity game for Tarkanian, and I came and played in it. That was my first time being in it. It's an awesome arena. I like it, but it didn't have the same flavor to it that the Southern Arena had. I mean, like when we played at Southern Arena, it was like 80-year-old women sitting behind the basket. Take it away! They were there every game, every game. So
but they were hanging from the rafters every game.
It was different.
It was packed, a different atmosphere. It's kind of dark and dingy.
But that might be Tark though, because he brings that. You know, when he gets players, he brings that element to the game. So it's like he's biting the towel, he's yelling and screaming, and then you start yelling and screaming.
Yeah,
so
I mean, Selland was almost like a dungeon in a way, you know. I mean, and Tark brought the aura with him and the players and this and that. It was almost like watching an NBA game.
Right.
It really was. And but does it sadden you to see what's happened there now? You don't have the same aura, the same atmosphere, the same coach.
It doesn't sadden me because that's Tark's brand. So it's not like you can take Tark's brand and give it to me, and then I go into coaching situation, and it's the same thing. So the new coach has to bring his own brand, and he has to bring what he does.
But obviously, since Tark left, no brand has worked.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty about being Tarkanian. You have a magic that only you have.
You can't match what he had. But it just kind of saddens me to go out there and you see 500 people in a game now. And when in your day, I mean, my God, the place was just, as I said, it was just jammed.
Yeah, remember the noise meter? It was
the
crazy
noise
in
meter.
there.
That's
it was
right.
crazy in there.
I know.
Yeah, we need to bring that to Fresno City College then for our games. We'll just take over.
I know. I don't know what's happened. So and talking about the NBA a little bit, because I know you know basketball as well as he does, but when you compare what happened in the NBA with Donald Sterling, now you got this domestic violence thing in the NFL. I don't know if any of this is going to shift over into baseball or basketball or whatnot. But how do you look at, Rashawn, professional sports now as compared to a couple of years ago? Is it losing its luster a little bit, including the NBA, or is it about the same?
No, it's the same. What's really going on is the social media, and fans have access at immediate footage of somebody doing something wrong. So it's like somebody does something bad, it's instantly on TV. Whereas,
immediately.
Yeah, whereas back in the day, you had time to do damage control and try to...
Yeah. Got a call here. Good morning. You're on the air, caller. Go ahead.
Yes, I just would like to comment on Tarkanian. I read his book, and I know my husband and I followed the Fresno State games from Selland Arena to Save Mart Center. He was the best basketball coach we've ever had, and he was always keeping everything going. He would rev the guys up, and he did more for kids in basketball than anybody I know, and he never gets the credit for it. And I just want to give him some credit. Thank you.
That's fine. That's a great call. Good point.
What
do you think, Julie?
I agree with her. Tarkanian gets a lot of bad press, actually, and he did a lot of really good things every place he coached.
I mean, if he saw a kid on the street that was nothing but trouble, he would take him under his wing and try to straighten him out, put him on the team. Go ahead, Rashawn.
Well, I love Tarkanian because...
how did he help you?
He saved my life, really.
In what way?
Because when you are like an inner city kid and you come from the inner city, you have obstacles that you need to overcome to even just go to school. And without Tarkanian, like I wouldn't even went to school. I wouldn't even be able to play or nothing. And not just me, it was like 5 other people.
What were you involved with when you met Tarkanian?
I was trying to get into school. I was at a crossroads. It was either go to school or it was going to be a dark place. And,
what, are we talking gangs, drugs here? What are we talking about?
I wasn't necessarily in a gang because we don't have gangs in Oakland, but everything else, like, you know, it was just a bad time. It was like growing up in my neighborhood, you had to be involved with some type of...
Well, now my mind is curious. What were you taking? Were you thinking about taking down a 7-Eleven or something? When Tark found you? And he said, no, you're not going to do that tonight. So you're going
was
with
too
me.
Small time. No, it was just that...
You're going to take out a bank or what? What was going down?
It was just a lot of, like, it was gangs and drugs and you're not going to school and just... It just wasn't a good thing. Basketball was the only thing that was positive, that was pure, that was... And Tark didn't look at you like, oh, you're not going to school. He came and was like, this is your opportunity to change your life around. And
what did he tell you?
He told me that I have an opportunity. They don't make 7-foot people on trees. So if I keep my nose clean, work extremely hard, I can have a nice life for myself. I will be able to, after I'm done playing basketball, I could walk around with button-up shirts on and slacks, and he just basically was saying that's the quality of life is not to be, you know, in a gang, is to be on a team. So that at the end of the day, you have bonds that you can use and you can't break. So, like I said,
is that how he influenced you?
Well, yeah, because he actually let me play.
Yeah.
So that.
But did he give you that spiel? What you just told me?
Tark
really?
is a major motivator. Like Tark will have you believe that you can actually stop Michael Jordan, and you will go out there and be like, Mike, you're done. I have to stop you, because he's just like a motivator. He's like a father like that uncle that'll tell you, hey, do it this way and it's gonna work.
So you bought it hook, line, and sinker, didn't you?
Yeah, like
pretty much.
Tark, like when he speaks, when he says, hey, do this, you're going to do it, because he's one of the greatest coaches ever. So it's not like he has to convince you. It's like you need to be listening so that you can better yourself. Like, he saved my life, and along with other players too.
So he didn't convince you. You just listened to him, and you kind of went with it, huh?
Yeah, like when he came, we were really excited, because like the other coach left. We didn't know what was going to happen. And then when he came, it was just a whole different ball game for Fresno, for me, for everybody. So it's like, you got to love that dude, because he's a winner.
Yeah. And, of course, nothing like him since, I got to tell you. The magic just is not there and hasn't been since Jerry Tarkanian left. Rashawn Smith is our guest. He's the GM and player for the Fresno Griffins. And also Julie Fulcher, she is the owner of the team. Your questions, your phone calls, important, 436-ME-TV, option 11. Back in a moment.
It's Sully and Russ on the Big Biz Show.
It's your biz.
And maybe they'll start listening to Baldwin McCullough.
Now, before you make any money moves, check in with the Brain Trust.
And you are starting your week off right.
Back here on the program, another call. Good morning, you're on the air, caller.
I might be here all day, but I love what topics about basketball and Tarkanian. You know, back in the heyday with Tarkanian here at Fresno, not only, you know, was he a motivator, motivated his players, but like he says too, is that he got the roughest kids to play and understand what was basketball and what he expected from them. And they bought into that. And he had the best teams as far as runners. He had shooters. He had, and in fact, having Danny there on the team before he became a lawyer or whatever, it helped, okay? But he was such a great motivator, like kind of Julie, because she's getting the opportunity to work with players and understand their problems, and he's got this GM that just allow. He's been in the big time, So he understands the problems when it comes to drugs and whatever, the areas that they lived and all that. So Tarkanian, what he would do is get the roughest kids that nobody else wanted. And then when he went to UNLV, he did the same thing. Yeah. So, I mean, if it hadn't been for Tarkanian, St. Martin would never have been built at all.
No.
And
Rashawn wouldn't be.
The people.
Rashawn wouldn't be
and I
sitting
hope
here either.
Julie will eventually have a capacity in the gym. And from looking at the players, it looks like they have a good core of players. And eventually some maybe go up to the big time. But I love basketball, but Tarkanian was the reason I was watching basketball.
Yeah. Okay. Another good call. Thank you very much. And we're looking at some workout video here, as you can see. And so, Rashawn, if you're the GM, are you also like an assistant coach on the floor, or no?
Well, we have two coaches. I do put in some input because like I do know basketball, but I everybody, it's like a team. Everybody has a role that they do. So but me and the coach are pretty tight. So we talk off the court a lot about what we see and what we need to do to get better. He asks me things about what did you see today. So because he's on the outside looking in, and I'm running up and down the court sometimes. So it's like we come together.
What do you need to work on in practice? What does a team work on primarily in practice? Besides the obvious, shooting and practicing your free throws. And I know a lot of teams don't even practice free throws, right, as much as they should.
Right.
Individual players do, but I've heard announcers, when I'm watching the NBA, criticize certain players for not working on their foul shooting enough.
Right. Well, when the season starts, you're playing 2 games a week, so you're practiced. Like right now, we practice every day.
And what do you work on? What part of the game?
Well, right now we're just trying to come together. We're trying to come together as a team and have everybody believe in one thing, the system, or believe in each other. So, you work on everything. You work on your free throws, you work on your jump shots. I'm a big guy, so I work on post moves, work on some defense, but that's what you do every day. But
what's this rope routine?
This is a resistance thing. Like I'm going to try to drive through the basket, and he's going to hold me back just a little bit. It kind of simulates you having to drive through a big person. So he's pulling back on me to make it harder for me to make the layup, which was extremely hard because I was already tired. So he pulls you back, and then if you miss, you got to go back up and do it again. So it's just a resistance challenge. It's like, giving you a little bit of like running in the pool or something like that. So now when you play in the game and you don't have the rope or the resistance, it's like you're stronger.
Yeah, and that rope there, it was elastic basically. It pulls.
Like a rubber band.
Yeah, it's like a rubber band. And so that helps you do what?
It just makes you stronger to the basket. So now, because when you go to the basket, he's pulling you back, so it's kind of hard for you to go. So it simulates you trying to drive through 2 other defenders. So now, it just gets you prepared for the contact and the physicalness of the play.
Okay, we got some more video here of the team basically working out. This is the weight room, obviously. And Rashawn, in your days of playing pro basketball, how important is it to get in the weight room for a basketball player?
It's extremely important because everybody's, the professional level, even on this level, as well as NBA, the players are stronger, they're faster and smarter. So you have to be ready to compete at a high level. So you have to keep your body in shape, you have to keep your mind in shape because, like I said, I'm tall, but so is the other guy.
Yeah.
And he's going to be not letting me just push him around, so I have to get stronger too.
How old are you now?
Oh, I'm 41 now.
41, yeah. But you're still, you look like you're in great shape.
Well, I try to.
Good grief.
Do what I can do.
Yeah, as I look at this video here and I'm thinking to myself, this takes a lot of hard work and dedication. Most of the fans, whether they're watching professional football, baseball, basketball, all of what they see is either on the field or on the court. They don't see this. How about the dedication that it takes as an athlete? Hard work and dedication.
Yeah.
That kind of goes out the window a little bit, doesn't it, with the fans? Because they don't realize how much it takes.
And it's kind of unfortunate because now you have kids growing up thinking that there's just these phenoms out there that just automatically know how to play and they're going to win every game.
Yeah.
They don't see this part of having to be in the gym and having to work out every day and having to eat right and having to sleep right and having to do all of those right things.
It's work.
It's work.
And discipline.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these guys, fortunately, we have a great group of guys that understand it. They've worked together for a long time. And so they push each other, too.
Yeah, it's amazing. Hey, we got to take a break here on Connect with Me. There is also, I want to mention before we go to break, there is a one-arm basketball player that plays for the Griffins. We're going to show you videotape of that and have Julie comment, maybe Rashawn too. We're back in a moment with the Fresno Griffins. In just
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
We're back here on the show. So a one-arm player on your team?
Yes.
How does that happen?
He's very exciting to watch. Actually, he knew one of our other players. Antonio Odom is a pretty influential guy on the team, and he's played in a lot of different places in the country. He knew RL and asked RL to come and try out for the team. And he's pretty impressive, actually.
Wow.
And we love to be able to highlight a young man like this who's obviously come through some struggles and has still followed his dream and is pursuing what he loves to do. And hopefully he can influence some younger kids who think that something might be impossible because they might have a challenge.
He motivates me.
But he gets out there, he's good. And he defends and he shoots and he doesn't let people stop him just because they have that advantage of the extra arm.
Do you think I could beat him?
No.
No.
Like, don't think just because you see him out there with the one arm, don't take that as like a weakness. Like, because when I first came, I was like, this
Look
guy
at that. He's hitting those jump shots, or some of them anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
He's gonna do that.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. So were you kind of shocked when you first saw him?
Well, when as a basketball player, you have a competitive nature. So when I came in, I was like, this guy has one arm. Like, what is he gonna do? And then I'm watching. He got a steal at half court. He went down the court, laid it up. He's knocking down jumpers from the corner. And I was like, oh, man, like he's a basketball player.
Yeah. Did he have some sort of an accident with his other arm, or what happened exactly, Julie?
Yeah, I can't say exactly, but yes, it was an accident. He was younger when it happened, around the age of 7 or 8.
Yeah.
It's my understanding it was some kind of an electrocution accident.
Yeah.
But he's overcome. He acts like he's just like everybody else, and we treat him just like he's everybody else.
Right.
So
now his name again is what? I know he's number 21, but what's his name?
R.L. Whitaker.
Okay.
Yeah,
and about how old is he?
He is 27.
Yeah,
he's 27.
Okay. And he comes from
Texas.
Texas.
He's here from Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here he is, kind of in the scrimmage with the other guys, right here, just kind of shooting around and working out. And I wonder if he can he dunk?
He
Not
might
sure.
be able to.
He gets up there.
He gets up high. I'm too busy trying to stop him, so I don't know if he.
Yeah, he'll do everything all the other guys do.
Yeah, like I said, don't.
He's a guard, so there aren't a lot of guards out there dunking.
Yeah.
But he's a great defender. Believe it or not, he can get that ball away from some of these guys, even though he has just the one arm.
Yeah.
So he hasn't let that stop him. I'm always hoping for him like somebody like, I think he'd be a great match for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you can go out there and see him November the 1st at Fresno City College. Game starts at what time?
5 p.m. the first game.
5 p.m. the first game, and then the second game
7
at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 5 and 7, and tickets are around $10, $5 for kids. And so, we've only got a few minutes left. So give some of the other players a little bit of recognition here.
Okay.
If you were to start the game in 10 minutes from now, who would be your starting 5?
Well, I believe the way it stands today, that would be Maurice Williams at the point. Antonio Odom is our shooting guard, probably LaDarren Williams at the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Brent or Dewan, at the 4, and this is my 5.
Okay.
This is my
All
big
right.
guy.
All right. All right. So what do you do as GM?
Wow.
Okay, we know you're going to play, but what's the GM do?
The GM, I try to get some sponsors. I try to go to the schools and talk to the kids and just get the name of the Griffins out there. A lot of business meetings with Julie. That's like new for me because I'm usually just looking at a play and then I go. So now it's a lot of meeting and shaking hands, or how does the saying go? Shake babies and kiss hands, or shake hands and kiss babies.
Julie, what are you getting from Rashawn with his experience? What kind of insight can he give you?
You know, the great part of having Rashawn with us now is that he can give us that professional insight. Like, this is what happens if you're in the NBA, and we want to run the team like we're in the NBA. We want to prepare these guys for the next level, and Rashawn can bring that to us.
Do you have any players right now on the team that are NBA potential, let's say?
I would say yes.
I think so. I think about three, 4 players. Because like I said, I did this too. I went to the ABA first and the CBA first. And you like, for the fans, they have an opportunity to watch some players that are NBA ready or might be going to the NBA. So it's kind of like you seeing the next guy before the NBA season. So we got some good players.
Yeah. Hey, let's settle an age-old argument here. I don't think we're going to really settle it, but I get into these discussions all the time with people, mainly younger people who never saw Michael Jordan play. Okay, forget about Magic. Forget about your guy, Kobe Bryant. Throw him out the window. Bird, forget him. Kareem, no. Michael Jordan has them all beat.
Well, what I always
the best ever, the best that ever will be.
Yeah, most definitely. What I always say is,
come on,
Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar changed the way we play basketball, but Michael Jordan changed the world.
That's right.
Like
so just like there'll never be another Tark, there'll never be another Michael Jordan, in my opinion. Because I saw Michael. I mean, you played against him, didn't you?
Well, I was on the team.
You were on the team.
I didn't get on the floor at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, I was young. I'm old enough to have seen Bill Russell play. Okay. And he was great, and Wilt Chamberlain. But I'm telling you, nobody did it the way Jordan did it. I mean, I don't know. So you agree?
Yeah, I mean, everybody agrees with that. I mean,
I don't think so.
Kobe might not agree.
No, not everybody agrees. They're talking LeBron James. I mean, come on, give me a break.
LeBron James is I mean, it's a new time now. Like Jordan and Kobe's time is over, so LeBron is the guy right now, but we talking about like...
No, LeBron's not even close to Michael Jordan.
No?
Michael would eat him for lunch.
Well, yeah, well, we talking about Michael Jordan, though.
Even with the flu and a temperature of 102 degrees, Michael Jordan could beat LeBron James one-on-one 10 out of 10 times.
Wow.
Am I right?
Statement.
I agree with that. That's the truth.
See?
That's the truth.
See?
Okay.
I saw Michael Jordan play up close and personal. I mean, that guy was just amazing. Anyway, I want to promote your game again. It's November the 1st. Right. Fresno City College, 5 p.m. first game, 7 p.m. the second. $10, $5 for kids. Go out there and see Rashawn. Get some sound advice if you're young. Here's the thing I got. 30 seconds left. These kids today are into the electronics. Their phones, this, that, and the other. Maybe some of the players are too. How do you get these kids to get out and exercise and work out, Rashawn, quickly in 10 seconds?
I just go into my son's room and just unplug the game and tell him to get outside.
You do?
Yeah.
Does he resist?
Yeah, but when I just unplug the game, then it's over.
Does he fight you on it a little bit, or not physically? I'm saying, does he?
He's upset.
He's a little. He's irritated, right?
Yeah.
He must be related to my son. I do the same. I do the same thing. I unplug everything. We go. Anyway, Julie, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Pleasure meeting you and seeing you. Rashawn, my pleasure seeing you, and good luck to you. You're a role model. You really are.
Thanks.
All right, Rashawn Smith and Julie Fulcher, both of the Fresno Griffins. First game, November 1st, 5 p.m., Fresno City College. Back with another edition of Connect with Me tomorrow. See you then.